Well, topping news tonight at 6, the O'Brien and Woodbury County jails found to be not in compliance with state law. Now, this all centers around recouping medical costs from inmates. Officials say O'Brien County was taking money for medical expenses before inmates were convicted. As for Woodbury County, its violation included not filing a claim for reimbursement before taking the funds. KTIV's Matt Hoffman tonight with the new information. Matt, you've been digging into the story, and you were also able to speak with the sheriffs.
Yeah, that's right, Jessica. And they say there's confusion about what the state law, remember that's the part passed by lawmakers, and the state administrative code drafted by the executive branch allowed them to do. But both Woodbury and O'Brien County sheriffs say taxpayers will end up picking up more inmate medical bills because it's often not practical to pursue them in court.
Good government.
Iowa's Good Government Watchdog says jails across the state weren't upholding the rights of inmates when it comes to medical expenses.
Yeah, they were pulling the money directly from inmates' accounts.
The ombudsman's report says only inmates convicted of a crime can be charged medical expenses, and even once convicted, that can only happen after filing a claim in court. The O'Brien County Sheriff says his jail used to take money from inmates' commissary accounts, up to 25%, in order to pay for medical expenses, so those costs would not fall on the taxpayer.
The taxpayers are going to be paying for it versus the inmates paying their own or portions of their own medical expenses. So I hope the state legislatures and DOC settle this.
The ombudsman notes the problem, that the administrative code says inmates are responsible for their medical bills, while the state law only concerns post-conviction inmates and requires a separate court process. Either way, he says constitutional rights have to be respected.
Again, this isn't really so much about the money as about inmate rights and following the law. And we're definitely not saying jails shouldn't recoup their costs, only that they need to follow the process established in Iowa law.
The O'Brien County Sheriff gave an example of why taxpayers may now bear these costs. He says he took an inmate to the dentist to get 2 teeth extracted. Total bill was just over $700. Under the old system, he could use a portion of the inmate's commissary money in order to pay that bill, but now he would have to go back to court in a different civil system to get paid, something he says just isn't worth it for that amount of money.
And it's difficult because you have prisoners faking injuries, wanting MRIs. It's a battle for us all the time to sort out what's actually needed and where they're trying to abuse the system.
Now, in Woodbury County's case, Sheriff Chad Sheehan tells KTV the jail was charging a $5 copay for post-conviction inmates for medical expenses. He says they stopped that practice more than a year ago. The ombudsman says Woodbury County would need to seek reimbursement in court, something the sheriff says isn't practical for $5, so the cost will be borne by taxpayers. Now, it's worth noting most inmates in county jails haven't been convicted yet, so they're legally innocent. Of course, we've all seen the phrase innocent until proven guilty. And finally, the process is much different for federal inmates held in county jails because the federal government actually pays the local jails for those expenses. Now, the ombudsman report also looked into how jails were charging for what they call room and board. Again, that's something they can only charge if the person is ultimately convicted. Both Woodbury and O'Brien counties are in compliance in that regard, Jessica.